Good afternoon. I am in the garden, and of course, and the green manure has gone. Woo! Um, I might fork it in a little bit, but I'm kind of too lazy, so I might just do the no dig method and see how that goes. Basically, today I've got a few things to put on, so I've just mixed the last of the multi-purpose compost with some perlite, and I'm going to put a few of the seedlings on that need to be potted on. Then I have dug out the bulb planter and I'm going to start planting the bulbs that can go in the border. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm probably going to put a layer of compost on top, but actually we need to cut it a bit more because I want it step to step. It's not quite wide enough, this border yet, so that needs to be cut a little bit. But ultimately I will be putting some compost on that, and then but before that I'll plant the bulbs after the border's been cut where I want them, and then I will spread some mulch over it and then leave it, see how it gets on. And then the other thing I'm going to try and do today, it's the rarely seen other cat that doesn't really make an appearance unless she wants food. Yes, I know. And then I'm changing these pots out and sorting out some winter pansies in them. So it's these big ones in the planters, and then I'll probably do this blue one as well because I think it's done. So yeah, I don't know if I'll get through it all today, but I'll finish it off tomorrow if the weather holds, and try and get things to start coming together and literally bedding in for the winter. Yep. I just want to show you my soil though, if I can. I mean, that's what it's like. It is pretty solid, and oh no, actually, it's not too bad. But yeah, it's quite clayey, but it's like a crumbly clay, so maybe it's not that bad. It's quite sticky actually. Yeah, you can see it there. But I don't mind mulching it and do it, and the worms can grab what they need, etc., etc. But I'm not gonna rework the whole type of soil it is. My theory is if it survives and it grows and it does well, then fine. If it doesn't, it will die and I won't plant it again. Because I just can't, right plant, right place, I think is what they say. So yeah. This is the potting on that I've got, which isn't very much really, but it's just these calendula. So they look a bit like they're ready to be potted on. So we'll get that done. And then the other thing is, because I've got so many allium moly bulbs, where have they gone now? These ones. I'm actually just going to put them in a pot, in these little pots, and see if they survive over the winter. Maybe like 3 to a pot, or 4 to a pot, because they're quite small. I'll have a look at the spacing of them. And just get them in a pot and just put them with everything else, because you never know. And then once the border is sorted, I'm just soaking the enemy bulbs. And then I've got my alliums. This might be a tomorrow job, to be honest. I'll get things potted up today and maybe do my pansy pots, and then I might do the bulbs tomorrow so that Chris, my husband, can just sort out the border today. Might plant a few bulbs, but kids will probably run out of patience by then, and it's a bit of hopefully a quick job tomorrow once the border's been cut, and then I can just put a thin layer of compost on the top as well. But yeah, so it might just be pots this afternoon. Hopefully it won't be too long. Right, we're actually being quite industrious today. So I've got my alliums in the pots, and I have got the calendula potted up as well. And then I have got my little pansies done. I'm going to have to sort out the pot feet in a minute. So that one, I hope they're going to grow a bit. That one, so I haven't filled up the pots completely. And then, sorry, again, another sunny day, this one. And then husband's increased the size of the border there. So that's done. And then he's just digging it over a little bit with the green manure, and then I'm going to set some bulbs in and spread some compost on lightly. But while that's going on, beautiful rose, Old Bulletin Hall. I'm just going to check the spacing on foxgloves, and I've got these 3 foxglove plants that I was going to pot on, but actually that's what I'm going to put here, so I might as well just stick them straight in the ground, see how they get on over winter, just directly there. In fact, I've got a couple more, so I might put them that side, which is not normally in shadow, but we've got some stuff out of the office moving things around. So yeah, so I'll crack on with those and get my bulbs done, and I'll get it all done today, hopefully. Right, I've looked the things up, the spacing, the depth and everything, and I am going to plant these. These are the small Graceful Beauty ones. They're 30 centimetres in height and planted at a depth of about 10 centimetres and spacing 10 centimetres. That's what it said. So I'm actually going to put them about 8 centimetres in, because I reckon I'm going to get an inch of compost on top. These are Purple Sensations. They're on their own anyway. They're big. They're 90 centimetres high, so they're at the back. See how they get on. And then if you can see, I've just put one down here. That's Allium Azurium, about the same as a Graceful Beauty in terms of spacing and stuff. But it's actually 60 centimetres, so I'm going to put it back a little bit. Yeah. And there's a Purple Sensation. Another Purple Sensation. So these, I just got 5 of them and spaced them out pretty much evenly along the border. And then we've got Graceful Beauty again here. The Azurium here. Again, I'll put it more in the middle. There, and there should be another Graceful Beauty in the middle. So I've got 6 of those. So I've just sort of spaced them out and put them 2 together. So I'll plant that now. And then layer some of the compost on top, and then that'll be it. The foxgloves need to be 30 centimetres. And I don't know if that just means I can go to the edge of the border, but if I do, it looks like that. I don't know if the grass is going to get in the way, but we'll find out. And then a little bit of space this side as well. So I think that'll look quite nice, because that's another rose bush. So we've got 2 nice roses, and then the foxgloves, and that should look like a nice little cottage border in front of the office. And this is partial shade, so it only gets 4 hours or so, 4 to 6 hours. A bit more in the winter, actually, when the sun's lower. Right, let's get on with this then. So yeah, you can see on this bulb planter, it's got my depth markings. I'm actually going to go up to about 8 centimetres. And there's my bulb. So I'm going to crack on. Right, I'm getting to the point now where I'm regretting it. These are the poppy bulbs. So I'm going to, it says they're 30 centimetres in height. So I'm going to stick a few of them in the ground. I just need to, they've been soaking for a couple of hours, but I don't really know what way they go in. So I might Google that. And maybe you just stick them in, not sure. And then the other thing I was going to try and do is, I like this plant, and I can't remember what it's called now. Just taking out the pot. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. But yeah, I do like it, and I don't know if it's going to survive. I'll try and look it up and see what it is exactly. But if it does, I'm going to stick it in the ground now, because yeah, I really like it, and I didn't realise what was going on. Dear me, that's bad. But yeah, and then that'll be it for today, and probably done a little bit too much again. But actually, we've made a lot of progress. There we go, all done. So foxgloves in. We've got the Allium Graceful Beauty, Allium Purple Sensation, Allium Azurium in, and some the green manure dug in, and the compost over. So this plant was a Diasia, if I'm saying it right. So it's considered a tender perennial. So I don't know if it's going to survive the winter, but I will try and get like a little dome to put over it. You can't really get any milder than, outskirts of London. So I'm hoping it's going to be okay. But we'll see how that goes. I put some enemy bulbs in as well, and then the ones that I haven't put in yet, I've put in here. So we'll see how they go and if they sprout up at all. Maybe not. I did the wind pansies in the pots, so I'll sort of rebalance these and sort these out. Ta-da! Hopefully they'll grow up a bit and then flower. And then I potted on, big step, potted on the calendula, and then I've put some allium moly bulbs in these 1 litre pots, and they're just getting labelled up. There you go, number 7. And I'll add them to the spreadsheet. How glamorous. But yeah, not bad for an afternoon's work, but I am a little bit knackered now. So, but that's it all done then today. So I am free as a bird tomorrow to do what I want. Well, do what the kids want. So I've read that this is basically should be treated as a annual, but I remember what it was called. It was an apricot brie, so I really liked it. I will get it again next year. I can't remember it being expensive, but yes, I shall console myself having a little drinky poo in the garden. Still the season, not giving up yet until it's really cold.